West Indies got their tour of Zimbabwe off to a positive start, thanks to an outstanding opening partnership between Craig Braithwaite and Chanderpaul. On a sunny day in Bulawayo, the West Indies shone brightly and closed day one at 313 for 6. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Forum. Thank you for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video, share, and subscribe. Please click on those links in the video description and support those entities that are supporting the Cricket Forum. The Zimbabwe 11 won the toss and asked West Indies to take first strike on a pitch that clearly was underprepared and is already start breaking up. It must be said that the outfield is terrible. The match is live on YouTube and you can see it for yourself. It appears that only 2 cameras are at the match, and both of them are placed directly behind the umpire, so you cannot see what the ball is doing once it pitched in line with the stump. The leg before dismissal of Bonner is questionable, but because you cannot really see, you have nothing to say but go with the umpire. So West Indies have been put into bat, started as usual, as it become customary these days, with Chanderpaul and the captain Craig Braithwaite. They got off to a very good start of 137 before Chanderpaul nipped off and the keeper dived full stretch to his left, high to his left to catch him. Chanderpaul would have been disappointed, but I cannot say it was a bad shot or a poor shot. It is just one of those things in cricket. Craig Braithwaite went on to make 116 from 170 deliveries, and he retired hurt at T. He retired not out. At T, he retired out for 116. His 116 came off 170 deliveries. Very good that Craig Braithwaite's century only came off 147 deliveries. While Chanderpaul was a more slower, his 46 came off 137 deliveries. It was a knock that inspired confidence in the West Indian supporters. Reefer came in at number 3. Reefer faced 51 balls for only 9 runs. He later hit 3 fours, but eventually Reefer was dismissed for 23 from 70 deliveries. He was out bowled through the gate. It was a very poor shot from Reefer. Previously, 2 or 3 deliveries before he was out, the ball touched down outside the leg stump and spun sharply to where you would say a leg slip would be. Then the bowler got one right, just to pitch just outside the off stump, and it turned back through the biggest gate I have ever seen in cricket and knocked over the stump. Reefer gone for 23 from 70 deliveries. At no time did Reefer look comfortable at the crease. At no time did he look balanced. And you all know that I do not think that Reefer is a number 3 and he should be batting at number 3 in this team. And I hope that the technical director, because I will call him that, that's Brian Lara. I will call him the technical director. I hope he will see the folly of this way and realize that Reefer is not a 3. Reefer is an honest cricketer. I like Reefer. He's one of the hardest working cricketers in the team, and he always gives you 100% effort. But clearly, his techniques does not justify him batting at number 3. Bonner came in at number 4, just after T, and he was knocked over leg before for only 3 runs from 4th delivery. Bonner is going to come under a lot of pressure, but that's the nature of international cricket. Bonner, with the exception of Chanderpaul, who have only played 2 test matches for the West Indies and is averaging 40, Bonner has the next highest average as a batsman in this West Indies team. Blackwood's dismissal was atrocious. A ball pitched on leg and he hit it straight down the throat of mid-arm. I cannot say much about his dismissal more than it was disappointed. Mayers came to the crease and he steadied the innings, he and Thomas. Mayers eventually out bowled when they took the second new ball for 46. But then Da Silva and Thomas look very assured. They look balanced at the crease. They show good judgment. And at the close, Thomas was 42 not out and Da Silva 9 not out. I make this call again that Da Silva is my preference to bat at number 3 in the test match and that Thomas be made the keeper. Looking at the innings that both of these guys played today, I would say I would comfortable with any one of them batting at number 3. I think the number 3 position should be filled by either Bonner, not Bonner. Bonner does not want to bat at 3. He should be the one batting at 3, but he doesn't want to bat at 3. So then Thomas or Da Silva should bat at number 3. When the second new ball was taken after Myers out and Da Silva joined Thomas, they look absolutely comfortable. They look so balanced and assured and gave so much confidence. It was a good batting performance from the West Indies team. Some of the batsmen gave their wicket away, but overall it's a good batting performance for the team. You will not have an innings where every batsman come good. And this is the case. We have a Centurion, we have another player, we have 2 players that made 46 and out, and we have another player who's on 42 not out. It was a good overall performance from the West Indies batsmen as they closed day 1 and 313 for 6. None of the Zimbabwe bowler got more than 1 wicket. They used 9 bowlers and none of them got more than 1 wicket. This appears at this time it is not a first-class match, as West Indies will be batting probably their 11 best batsmen, and then when their turn come to bowl, they'll be bowling all their bowlers. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Mr. CCP. How much runs Chase and Older score? Chase and Older have not batted. The 6 batsmen that have batted are Chanderpaul, 46, the captain Craig Braithwaite, 116, Reefer made 22 or 23, Bonner 3, Blackwood, who was out, caught at mid-on, made 17, and Myers made 46, Thomas is not out on 42, and Da Silva is not out on 9. Could I have the fall of wickets per score? The first wicket fell at 137. At T, Braithwaite retired out at T. At 199, the third wicket fell because Braithwaite would have been the second wicket because he retired out. At 199, Reefer went, the same score that Bonner went, and 199. At 240, Jermaine Blackwood went, and Myers went just before the close, I think at 299 or 295. It's somewhere there, just before the close, that Myers went for 295 or 99. I don't quite remember. But Blackwood went at 240, Bonner and Reefer went at 199, and the opening partnership was 137, Claude McKay. Thank you for that. Coming up also on Tuesday is the start of the West Indies regional footy competition. The first match will be played at the Grenada National Stadium, and the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force will be playing against the Windward Island Volcanoes. Now, on the face of it, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force should start favorite in this match. Now, there are 3 players I'm going to select from each team that I think I will do well in this tournament, and I'm looking forward to their performances. One is Jeremy Salonza from Trinidad. Jeremy Salonza, who got that unfortunate knock in his head in Sri Lanka in 2021 in his first test match and was to take no further part in the game. I am hoping that he'll regain his confidence and will make some runs in this year's tournament. I want Jeremy Salonza to settle down and give me 2 or 3 centuries so that I can call for his inclusion in the West Indies team. Yannick Carrier was one of 8 batsmen to score over 300 runs in last year's tournament. Despite his leg spinning ability, Yannick Carrier is also a very good batsman, and he was one of the 8, as I said, to score over 300 runs in last year's tournament. I'm looking forward again for another good performance from Yannick Carrier. The other person that I'm looking forward to see this year is Brian Charles. Brian Charles may well be the best off spinner, arguably the best off spinner in the Caribbean. And over the years, he has bowled very well for Trinidad and Tobago. And he can bat very well. He's a good batsman. And it is clear at this time that they do not want to play the other off spinner, which is Rakeem Cornwall. So I'm looking for, there are two off spinners in this first match that I'm looking forward to see. And one of them is in the Trinidad and Tobago team, who is Brian Charles. And I'm really looking forward to see Brian Charles, how he performs. So this match starts on Tuesday at the Grenada National Stadium. And my three picks for this match for the Trinidad team is Jeremy Solanzo, Yannick Carrier, and Brian Charles. Those are the players that we'll see on the Trinidadian team. On the Windward Island Volcanoes team, the three players who I'm picking is the captain, Alec Atanase. A lot has been said about Alec Atanase, and many times persons have called for his inclusion in the West Indies team. I, for one, I'm not prepared to pick him for the West Indies team as yet. I am not going to pick a player as a batsman for the West Indies cricket team who has not scored a regional century. And Atane's average of just above 27 is nothing to write home about. But I'm backing Atane's to perform in this year's tournament, so then the call for his inclusion in the West Indies team will become justified. And I will amplify that call. But I'm really looking forward to see Atane's, and I need him to make some runs. The other person in this team that I'm expecting to do well is the experienced Kavim Hodge. He was a leading all-rounder in the recently concluded Regional Super 50 tournament that ended last year. He was a top all-rounder in that tournament, and I expect him to come to the party again in this year's Regional 4-day cricket. He has always performed well, and I hope that Kavim Hodge will come to the party again. I do not think that Cricket West Indies is looking in his direction. Players like Teddy Bishop need to come good. Kimani Melias need to come good also. Their average of 17 will not give anyone any headache, and they need to improve on that. But the third person in this team, apart from Atanase and Kavim Hodge, who I expect to do well, is Demba. Kenneth Demba, the off spinner, who got 15 wickets in last year's tournament at 28 apiece. I expect him to follow up that performance. And so that is why I'm really looking forward to see these two off spinners, Kenneth Demba from the Windward Island Volcanoes and and Charles, what's his first name again? Charles from Trinidad. So I'm really looking forward to see Brian Charles from Trinidad and Kenneth Demba from the Windward Volcanoes, two off spinner, because West Indies cricket really need a quality off spinner. Please slash a like on the video, share and subscribe. And remember to support those entities that support the Cricket Forum. So please click those links in the video description. Mr. Cricket Forum, how you doing, Kurt Ahmed? Feel Zimbabwe gonna win this test series in the Zimbabwe series? The Zimbabwe plans will be to get Tage and Braithwaite out and spin bowling against the West Indies. Kurt Ahmed, I am confident that the West Indies will win this series. I expect West Indies to win this series 2-0. I do not see Zimbabwe beating us. I do not think that Zimbabwe have the batting to stand up to our bowling. Our bowling is good enough. Our bowling is, you wouldn't say it is great, but our bowling is world class. Our bowling is world class, and I do not see the batsmen standing up to our bowlers once they pick the best bowlers. And later in the week, in the coming week, I'll be giving my 11 that I expected to start in the test match. However, I want to see how this warm-up match goes first. But Kurt, I do not expect West Indies to lose this series. I expect West Indies to win this series. Claude Murphy, I think Alex should have not been made to captain the team, but to concentrate on his batting. I agree with you 100%, Claude Murphy. 100%. If you're nearby, I would have bought you a drink. He should not have been made captain. Kavim Hodge should have been captain, and as you said, Alec Atanase should have been made to concentrate on his batting. I am very disappointed that the Windward Islands decided to give Alec Atanase the captaincy. They should allow him to concentrate on his batting. Claude Murphy, big up. I agree with you 100%. Very good. Nice. Sheldon Simmet, I am hoping to win the 4-day. I have been suffering since 2005. It's crazy. Sheldon Simmet, that's the last time that Trinidad won the 4-day. But I'm going to tell you, Trinidad and Tobago, they will not win this year, Sheldon. They will not win this year. It is going to be between the Leewards and Barbados and Guyana. Those are the teams that is going to finish 1, 2, 3. Trinidad will not win this year. So your wait is going to continue. Trinidad will not win. Guyana, Barbados, and the Leeward Hurricanes are the 3 teams that I expected to fight out for this championship. I don't think... I'm not being disrespectful. I just think that the Trinidad team doesn't have the quality and the energy to be competitive, really competitive in this tournament, Sheldon. Thank you for your comment. You have always contributed. And I hope that you rebut what I said, but I do not expect Trinidad to win this year. I don't see them finishing higher than 4th position. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video, share, and subscribe. And I've always said, please support those entities that support the Cricket Forum by clicking the link in the video description. West Indies lack quality fast bowlers now. Yes, the quality is not at the same as it was before, but in Joseph, we have a real good quality bowler, and that is why I have called for someone like Colin Archibald to back up someone like Joseph. Roach is known as a performer who will take wicket in the West Indies, but don't usually do so well overseas. But I expect our bowling to be better than the Zimbabwe bowling, and our batting is better than the Zimbabwe batting. So therefore, I expect that West Indies will win the series 2-0 if there's no rain. And in Bulawayo today, the sky was clear. There was no cloud in the sky. We hope that it stayed that way for the next 2 to 3 weeks so West Indies can come home with a victory. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video, share, and subscribe. And please continue to support the Cricket Forum. Mr. Cricket Forum, Bonner Roach, Blackwood Ola need to step up against Zimbabwe, or them should not be picked for South Africa. Fear is fear. We should pick some young players, Mr. Cricket Forum. I have no problem with what you said, Kurt. I have said before that I would not have Older in my squad. I would not have Older and Roach there. And I've said in a previous video that this is Bonner and Blackwood last chance. So I agree with what you said, Kurt Ahmed. Armoud. I agree with what you said. I would not have Roach and Older there. And this is Blackwood and Bonner last chance. You know the thing about it though, Kurt? Bonner and Blackwood are going to score a century in this series. They are going to score a century in this series, and then they are going to play the rest of the year for the West Indies. I'm telling you, that's what is going to happen. Look and see. Kenroy Simmet, good morning. Good morning. I am looking to see how O.J. Shields perform for Jamaica. Good bowler coming through. Yes, and when I preview Jamaican match, O.J. Shields is a teacher. I heard the coach, Andrew Richardson, Andrew Richardson saying that O.J. Shields is the fastest bowler in the island. That's what I heard coming out of Andrew Richardson's mouth. So I'm really looking forward to see this young man. He's 26 years old. He's a teacher at a school in St. Catherine. I don't quite remember the name. I think it's Edith Dalton James. I don't quite remember the name of the high school. But the school have given him time off. I've gave him time off to play cricket, and he's making full use of it. And he's in the Jamaican squad. And Andrew Richardson have said that he's the fastest bowler in the country. So I'm looking forward to seeing Ken Roy Smith. I'm looking forward to seeing. I just watched some of the highlights, and Blackwood out was like what we call butt up and catch. Indeed, it was embarrassing. Blackwood out, he just hit the ball down mid-on throat. It was embarrassing. The only saving these guys, Mr. Cricket Forum, is Mr. Ains. Think about it. They have to go now. I hope that Lara doesn't stand up to the foolishness. I think that Lara is going to watch and see what is happening first, and then he's going to say, these are my recommendations. Can you say what is going on with Finley? Finley, I don't know which Finley. I don't know which Finley you're talking, Claude Murphy. I don't know. Thank you for your comment. Please give me some more detail in the comment section. I will reply to your chat. Thank you for your comment. I noticed there's a lot of things being said about the video that I did about the presidency of Cricket West Indies presidency. I will not reply to those comments because while I try to read as many of the comments as possible and reply to them, when it comes to the politics of West Indies cricket, I'm not going to respond to the comments because I've taken the position that campaigning divides the region. It divides the region, and I'm not going to reply to those comments. I'm sorry about it, but any comments that have to do with the presidency of West Indies cricket, I am going to try and stay out of the division because clearly there's a big divide when it comes to the presidency of West Indies cricket. Please do smash a like on the video, share, and subscribe. Have a great day, everyone. Take care of yourself and take care of your loved ones.